the Lions, man, like I got on Inside the NFL last week, and I stood my ground on the Chiefs. Everybody on the set was like, we're panicking, the whole thing. And so during that game, I'm thinking about these guys, like, you know, the Dumb and Dumber thing where he's on the toilet and you're seeing Lloyd Christmas and he's
trying to figure out how to get the toilet to
That's
work.
how I'm imagining Ryan Clark is while the Chiefs are up, because he can't wait to dunk on me. I got this week off. They're going to dunk on me when I'm not there. But they also were hot on the Lions, and I was the one that was like, hey, these turnovers, man. You know, Jared Goff. That's what worries me about this team. And the defense. There's plenty of things that worry me about the Lions. And so earlier this year, when people got mad at me because I said they're not contenders, I had a change of heart and was like, what could I, like, why even use the word contender? It's like, the problem is with the word. Like, of course,
fake news.
They can go win a Super Bowl, sure. We did it with Nick Foles, you know? But the big but is you got to have home field advantage. Watch Jared Goff off the spot when he's pressured against the Packers. Okay, that's a good rush unit. Rashawn Gary's a beast. You have a problem. It's not just the fact that you haven't the last month played good football, because people say, yeah, but the Chargers game. Chargers just got held to 10 points at home by the Ravens. That's what a real defense looks like on Sunday Night Football. You guys were in a Mike Leach Big 12 shootout, okay, and no defensive player made that big play that turned the tide in that game. So you didn't play a complete game, whether it's the Vegas game where you're bad in the red zone, you throw a bad pick, whether it's the Chicago game where they have 98% chance to win. You can't live this way. And then to play a division foe like Green Bay and get beat, like it's not a fluke. There weren't a bunch of fluky things that happened in this game. They just kicked your ass. Okay,
early.
And your if your offensive line's not your strength, then who are you? Okay, and they couldn't protect him. So if you're a Detroit fan, here's what you got in front of you. You got to play really well if you want home field advantage. Some things got to fall right, but they're the first game on Thanksgiving. You take a little break. All right, let's see where we'd have to go if we went to the playoffs. Okay, let's watch the Cowboys. They have motherfuckers that run down on punts who are defensive ends. Okay, they have Micah Parsons. They have Tank Lawrence. They will kill you. Okay, and then you get to San Francisco. You're like, well, settle in. Maybe San Francisco will look better. San Francisco, that's a tall task too. Okay. You got to go there. You got to go to Dallas. You got to go to Philly. I don't like your chances. I'm going to squarely say that. Okay, so if you want any chance to make a run, you have to take care of business down the stretch, and that's something they haven't been doing in games they should win. And so I think on a this season level, I'm concerned about them, but on a macro level for Jordan Love, and I think they were running a preseason offense the first half of the season, especially in the first half of these games. And I don't know if it was a thing where they're not confident in him, and one day they woke up and they said, oh, we've got to see what we got in this guy.
They pressed the fuck it button.
They said, fuck it.
Throw it deep.
And, you know, it took a shot right off the bat. Jordan Love, I wrote this down after the game. I think I said, Jordan Love, everything you want in a West Coast system quarterback, can layer the field, can play the high-low game, has good, you know, can make the tough arm angle throws. If he turns into a guy and you're the Detroit Lions, would you rather have Jared Goff or Jordan Love? This isn't an overreaction. You have to think long and hard about this, especially over the next 4 years. You know, because if this guy turns into a guy, I think Matt LaFleur is a good coach. This division is no longer like, oh, it looks like it's Detroit the next couple of years. It's kind of like on a smaller scale, Jacksonville thinking, oh, we're sitting pretty. You know, Lovie Smith just fucked up their tankathon. You know, Tennessee's losing their luster. I don't know who else is going to pop up in this division. And then boom, there's C.J. Stroud. Okay, well, it's a little bit slower of a burn, but if Jordan Love comes on, it's not your division the way it was 6 weeks ago.
Unless stashing Hendon Hooker works out.
Unless it works out. Now, it's your division this year if you don't fuck it up. But I think Jordan Love looking like he looked is a little twisting of the knife there on a macro stand. But the defense, not talent-rich. You've had 9 sacks over your last 6 weeks, I think. 2 sacks the last 3 games. 4 hits on Love on 32 dropbacks. It's just not good. It's just not good. You're not going to be able to win games on defense. You're going to have to win shootouts. And I don't know if Jared Goff, I trust him outside doing that in the playoffs. And so the Goff turnovers is not just decisions. It's bad throws.
You want to talk decisions?
They ran for 211 in the first fucking game.
You want to talk decisions?
They didn't stick to the run game. It was out the window. They could not get back in the game the entire game. So I don't know. The Lions fans, I love y'all. I love the Lions. The first thing I did this offseason, bet one, was Lions over win total. You guys are a good team. But what I've seen over the last month does not make me confident in you.
What's that movie? Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
Yeah.
Kind of went crazy, right?
Yeah,
It got cold.
he got
went
cold.
Crazy.
He went cold.
Well, the Lions looked cold yesterday, and Dan Campbell went crazy. I watched him go crazy because he kept doing the same thing over and over again. I know it works sometimes, and you have to go against the Ask Madden methodology. I firmly agree in that. You got to go with your gut. But failing to convert the number of times they did, Chris, when they did it, how they did it, and where they did it, most importantly, to me was fucking insane. And I loved his candidness after the game at the presser saying, you know, those are bad decisions.
Yeah.
That was on me.
Yeah.
Particularly the one.
Yeah.
But, like, you got out-Detroited by your in-division rival. And if to your point, what the hell? You can't be a kneecap-biting organization. You can't be a lead with the tip of the spear type unit if your O-line's not going to be out front leading and your defense isn't going to make plays, because teams that have that MO that you're talking about, they do those two things well. They block motherfuckers up consistently in the run game, and they stop guys up in the pass and the run.
Is Denver's defense that much more talented than Detroit's? I don't know that they are. I mean, what they have outside is better corners. Okay, but you got Hutch, you got McNeil, you got Anzalone's made plays like
We
Brian
got dudes.
Branch. You got some dudes, and I'm not saying either defense is full of blue chips. I think that's the problem. But Denver's forced 15 turnovers over the last month. Where are the big plays? Okay, I got on Ryan Russillo's pod earlier this week. They said, is Aiden Hutchinson, in that blue chip kind of tier? And I love Hutch, bro. Like, when I look at Hutch, I look at a better version of me. Okay, so like, I'm not down in Hutch, but what I am saying is he's not TJ, he's not Miles, he's not Max, he's not Nick, he's not Micah. He's in that tier of guys with, and I would have put Josh Allen in this tier, but Josh is playing like he's in the higher tier.
You're talking like Burns?
I'm talking like Burns and Hendrickson's at the top of that tier, and Hunter's somewhere kind of 1 foot in that tier.
In the next one.
In the next one. But the point is like, you can't just have that guy and say, because Hutch is a good player. He can rush inside, he can rush out. He's good against the run. He's a playmaker, too, which is something I never was.
In big moments, he makes plays.
What I mean is not the clutch gene. What I mean is like hey, catch the screen pass that comes
Got
right
it.
at you. Like make the tackle in the open field. Like that's the playmaker. Knock the reverse down.
Even in garbage time, he made a play on the backside, a tackle.
That stuff's all good.
That's hard to do.
But we need more guys
Yeah.
to complement him down the line if you want to be this team.